Okay, I did a time trial on this 6-shooter, and what I simulated is concealed carry, carrying 5 rounds in here because the hammer is resting on an empty chamber. And that chamber, if there's a round in there, potential for hitting this hammer and it going off because the firing pin does protrude. So what I was doing is I was doing a time trial. So here's the situation. I fired all 5 shots, but I have a pouch on my right hip full of ammunition. This is just a Crossman pellet pouch. So what I would do is I would open this up, feed in 1 round at a time for return fire, and I'll show you how I would do it. I would leave the gate open. Leave the gate open, put 1 round in, click it 4 times, cock it back, fire it, and then half cock, turn it this way, take the round out, put a new one in. So I wanted to see, well, how many times a minute could I shoot back potentially? And I found out that was 7 times a minute. So 7 times a minute return fire. So if it was 1 minute, 7. If it was 10 minutes, I could potentially fire back 70 rounds. So this is like an extreme scenario. And obviously, I probably wouldn't just have this on me. I'd have another pistol with me too. But I'm just saying, let's say that this is all you had, okay? So you'd be firing back 7 rounds a minute. And like I said, you would be using your fingernail. You wouldn't be using this. So what you'd want to do is make sure that one of your fingernails, your index finger, is a little bit long. Because what you could do is you could return fire, but you could eject them shells out with just your fingernail. So obviously it's not turning because it's not half cock right now. But what you would do is you'd leave the gate open, take the round out with your fingernail rather than this right here, okay? This is for when you want to load it and you're taking your time. But if you need to get a round in there in a hurry, to return fire, leave the gate open, take the old round out right here with your fingernail, put in a new one, click it 4 times, cock it back, fire it, half cock, and then put your other one in, take one out, put a new one in, and so on and so on. But you want to leave the gate open and you want to use your finger, not this right here. So when I did that, I did 7 rounds a minute. So that means that 7 rounds a minute, somebody would know that you're returning fire, and it would be kind of a deterrent or something like that. But obviously, most private self-defense situations only last no more than probably 3 seconds. But let's say I got pinned down or something, I could return fire 7 times a minute, even with this. So that way, if you're just doing 1 round at a time, you're constantly firing a round, even though you're not putting like 3 or 4 or 5 rounds in here, because the time it takes to load several rounds and get it ready to shoot, it gets real quiet. Whereas this way, you could put 7 rounds in a minute and fire them 7 rounds and let them know that you're defending yourself, that if they try to come towards you from your cover, that there's going to be rounds going off every few seconds, okay? So it's a deterrent for them. Whereas if you got real quiet and you tried to load 4 or 5 in here, things are getting pretty quiet. They might be coming towards your cover. So if you're behind cover, you could just load in 1 at a time and keep that cycle rate going of 7 rounds a minute. So that's just kind of an experiment that I'm doing with this single action and this ammunition. I'm trying to pretend that all I have is my ammo pouch and all I have is this 6-shot revolver, 22 caliber is what it is. 1873 Chiappa. Yeah, 1873 Chiappa 22. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video.